All right, what up, ladies and gents? Welcome to Eresys. All right, I was contacted on Twitter by the developers of this game to play it and showcase it on my YouTube channel, and I have to say, I'm kind of impressed. Okay, so first and foremost, what is Eresys? Eresys is currently in early access. Okay, if you Google it, all right, Eresys game, you just put it into if you just put it into Google, all right, I know, English brain, all right, it's currently going for about $9 US, all right. The game is in early access and you can pick it up right away on Steam. The game is very similar to games like Phasmophobia, as well as, what was it, Occult or something like that? I can't remember. It's the one where the lady is a possessed cultist and she hunts you throughout the house and whatever, and you have to use the flashlight to burn her. Yeah, it's similar to that. It's similar to that. You play with four friends. Well, sorry, you play with three friends, and the four of you go around this island collecting pages and blood to try and, banish Cthulhu. It's basically Cthulhu, of course, ancient one, Cthulhu, right? And that's basically the game in a nutshell. The game currently does have a few game-breaking bugs. I'm going to be very upfront and honest about that. So if you're buying it for the 9 USD, which honestly isn't really a steep price, just understand that it is an early access game. You are getting what you are paying for, and they are very upfront about that. You can even see that in the top left-hand side of the screen. Early access release. Sorry, my camera's flipped, so sometimes I get directions wrong. But yes, early access release. All right, and there are bugs. For example, in the church, which I figured out the name of the place yesterday. The church, you can actually get stuck inside it on one of the bodies hanging from the top of the church. If I find it, I'll show you. All right, you can actually get stuck there. But other than that, the game itself is pretty much fine and pretty spooky. So it is a fun experience, and it can be good fun, I would say, with friends. What do you have to do in this game? Well, let's actually go through the game guidance that they give you. It's in the cult guide, and I'll walk you through it. All right. So if you look at the cult guide, right? The guide realistically starts here. You start off in a hub area, which I'll show you later, and this is where all your relics and items that you've obtained during your missions are housed. Okay, the game takes place on a island called Sentinel Island. All right, a group of rogue cultists are practicing forbidden incantations and spells on the island. At the end of their obscene ritual, the Ancient One was unleashed. All right, the threat may devour everything known to man. So what are you supposed to do? You're supposed to get this book, effectively the Necronomicon. All right, although it's not called such. It's called the Book of the Council, but it's a Necronomicon. You know it. All right, you grab this book, you collect 30 pages that are missing from the book that they have most likely stolen, all right, and scattered around the island. You grab that, and the book, once filled, is used to banish the Ancient One. You also need to get accursed blood from victims, okay? They can be found in various places, all right? You have to gather 3 into a vial to create a blood sphere. This blood sphere is generated from the blood altar, but every time you generate one, and you need to generate 4 blood spheres, all right, to end the ritual. But each time you generate a sphere, the number of otherworldly beings on the island will increase in number and become more aggressive. All right? Now, I wish I had 3 other friends to play this, but my friends don't have any money right now. They're waiting for payday. And honest to God, a bit hard to get them together because we're all, adults working. I mean, me, I'm a full-time creator, but they have jobs and lives, so a bit difficult to get everybody together. But, if I could, I would probably do a session on this. It's really generally quite an interesting game. All right, the lantern, which you might remember from Amnesia, all right, is used to fight off these creatures, but some creatures are actually drawn to the light. So, honest to God, I just use it to light my way and to burn myself of curses when I'm playing single player. All right. Otherworldly entities, the best way to survive is by using the light. And I highly suggest you read this for yourself because I'm just giving you a taste of all this, all right? In terms of attraction, whatever you say into the microphone, which you'll see later, I'm going to talk a bit more quietly because even if I'm talking to the microphone and just talking to you guys while filming this video, the creatures can hear me. So as long as you've set the microphone up in the game, they will hear you no matter what you speak into the microphone. So whether you play on Discord or whatever, creatures can still hear you. Just remember that. All right? And perception levels, if you sprint everywhere, you are going to get caught. Look for these safe zones where there's a high-ranking cultist staff. All right, I'll show you them in the gameplay section a bit later. If you get cursed by picking up a relic, burn yourself with the lantern and you'll be okay. If you end up dying, well, look, there's a parasite implanted in our brains so that we can retain our memories and stuff. And basically, as long as a friend of yours grabs your head and throws you onto a wax figurine, you'll be okay. So that's what happens in case you die. All right, the map will be very, very helpful to you, which I'll show you. And your mission is to go finish the ritual. All right. Now, I'm only going to give you guys a taste of this because I only have offline single player and I don't have anybody that I can summon with me at this moment. But please do enjoy this showcase of the gameplay. There'll be cuts, of course, because I'm going to cut out the boring bits. But yeah, basically this is it. Alright, so you can select your difficulty here. Madman difficulty is not available. You just talk to the fishman to start. And this is about it. You have to familiarize yourself with the hub area. You can explore around it a little bit, you know, go around, wander around a little bit if you really are keen. Alright, this is where your missions will start. Okay. Here are the upper areas. Alright, scrolls, things like that. This is where all your temple relics are housed. Okay, cards that you may find. Forgotten relics, you know, all this kind of stuff. Cursed objects. All this kind of stuff is all here. Alright. These are all the little knickknacks you may find on your journey.
This profane.
You can listen to the temple memory. Okay? This is your hub area in a nutshell. Alright, now that you're done being a nerd and exploring the hub area, you go to the fishman to start your mission. Like, I will leave it to you guys to experience all of this yourself because I'm sure you guys will enjoy it. But if you take a look down at the bottom of the screen, you'll see the ear icon. As I talk to you guys, even while presenting this video, okay, these creatures can hear me, or these creatures will be able to hear me. If I alt-tab out of the game and I'm presenting to you just on the video itself, it won't hear. But as long as you're in the game, these creatures are going to hear you. Alright? So if you want to discuss your plans, alt-tab out of the game. Alright, let's have some fun. Okay, this is the spawn area. You will spawn at a random area each time, or so it seems to me. I seem to have spawned at different areas in the past. Alright, but the spawn areas are all the same in what they offer you. So once you get up the spawn area, please take your lantern, get the oil, get the map. Okay, the map will show nothing, but I realize that it fills up as you go. Okay, you've got maximum amount of oil, you're good to go. You can read these descriptions because these are actually the starting inscriptions that'll teach you about the game. Alright, I highly suggest you read them before going on. But to save time, we're just gonna belt it out there. Alright? So what do you do first? Pull out your book and start looking for a glow. Alright, you need 30 pages as well as the blood sphere. So you're gonna need 3 vials along your journey, which you should be able to find. They'll be in various locations, so just make sure that you do all that. And if you sprint everywhere, you are probably going to attract a lot of attention. So, you see, sprinting everywhere, creatures become aware of you. Get used to crouching. Alright, hide out in safe areas with high-ranking cultist staff, you'll be fine. Good. That always gets to me. I hate it when it says the hunt begins. Okay. If there are no creatures around me, I will usually try and follow the coast. Why? Because at first your map is not filled in. You have no way of orienting yourself. So, get out there. Now, the first building you see, assuming you discover the location, alright, assuming it's a proper location, it'll get marked on your map. There, old windmill discovered. Your map will now show you, so you can figure out where you've started on this whole island. I've started on the very, very west coast. So, now, if there are pages to be found, the book will glow. There are no pages to be found, but that doesn't mean that there's nothing here for you. So, what do I suggest? Walk around. First things first, I look for the sign of a high-ranking cultist staff. Found it? Okay, good. This means that this area is a safe zone. Can't carry any more of the lantern stuff. That's okay. Ah, but there is a vial. Alright, use the vial. Now, can you get past these boxes? Let's try. No, I cannot. That's okay. Normally, there are pages and stuff around here, but that does not seem to be the case. I always have a look around, because you never know what you might find. Fight these creatures. Okay, there, look. A page is nearby. So how do you locate it? It will glow strongly when there's a page nearby, so. So the page is in this direction. There it is. Okay, so once you get the first page, it'll say 1 out of 30. Alright? If you right click. That's how you determine how many pages you have. So now we know that we're around this coastal area. And we need about 2 landmarks to orient ourselves. So to the left of the windmill is this coast. So we know that we're probably following the coast around. And if it bends around toward the east, then we know that that is the way. So that is basically how you will do this. Your movement is a little bit like Frankenstein, but that's okay. That is to be expected. You are some kind of brain parasited cultist. So don't expect smooth athletic movement. It's not gonna happen. Now, do you see that house up ahead? Okay, that's another location. So you go that way. Oh. The game is not allowing me to approach these rocks, which is fine. So that means I must be close to the game's edge. Okay. Mansion discovered. Okay, there's definitely pages inside the mansion. What you need to do is look around. First and foremost, look around. High-ranking cultist staff, but it is on the ground, so I don't know if it's still valid. Which could mean that... Okay, yep. The cultist staff is down. Which means there could be a whole variety of things in here. Explore slowly, be careful. Ritual flames, I'll probably need these. That must actually be the ancient one. Maybe that is where you conduct the ritual. It makes sense to me. Okay. We got a ritual flame. Ooh. Ah, that was a jump scare. I'm legitimately so panicked that, like, I'm frozen. Okay, I may die, but let's see what'll happen if I just... Okay, I got the last file. This is most definitely the ancient one. Okay. I don't know what that was outside of the house. But we're, like, I guess you could say we're semi-safe for now. The game will terrify you. Not kidding. I didn't expect to be scared of a game, like, because, like, I mean no offense when I say this, but the graphics aren't exactly, like, hardcore or the greatest, so I was like, oh yeah, it's gonna be like a cartoon. It really isn't. You will get scared. Especially alone. With friends, it's a great time, but if you mess around too much with friends, you will still get destroyed. This should be a landmark as well. Whenever you see houses or things like that, that's usually another location you can visit. And it'll be up to you to check where it is on the map. So approach it. Okay, this is where you can get victim's blood. See that? That's one. This is a safe area, but I don't know why it's not marked on the map. There are several areas that will be exactly like this, just so you know. They will not be marked on the map, which I think is a bit of a bug, because they should actually do that. But it's fine, it's a safe area. Areas like this, you have to kind of remember them relative to other landmarks. Now this is the area where you do the blood spheres. If you have 3 vials of blood, you need to pour it in here. Since we lack that for now, we'll just move on. So knowledge of these areas, they won't be marked on the map, so you have to remember relative to where landmarks are. So again, this one is near the coast, so I'll just remember it as a coastal thing. Damn, we already spent like quite a bit of time in this game. You will have a good time. Like I said, without even thinking about it, I didn't even think I was spending that long, but it's already been like 15 minutes. So I'll tell you, this game is pretty legit. Okay, so I've made it to a place called the This place is so cursed. There's a jump scare in this church, but you'll just have to accept it. You guys ready? That thing will normally just like rush at you. Yeah, there you go. Gotta love that. At first I thought it was one of these flayed bodies screaming, but I realized it was that. Okay, now there is a game-breaking bug in this church where you may get stuck on one of the bodies. Just be very, very careful. Okay, once you have what you need, leave. And unfortunately, you can't get any victim blood from these guys, so... The landmarks are all, in general, the same. So... The lighthouse definitely has some pages as well, I think. First, go inside. Oh. That one didn't light up, and I don't know why. Devoured house. Let's go have some fun here. I wonder what's inside. We'll probably make this the last location I visit just to avoid extending this video too much, you know? This is more of a game that, rather than watching somebody play, I think it's best to experience it with friends. There's stories hidden all over that you can read. Within these places, I mean. So, do enjoy your exploration and discovery. And of course, the jump scares that come your way. Is there an upper area? Oil. Artifact. Still okay. But no pages. It must be in the basement. Oh my god, there's something down there. No wonder it's called a devoured house. He got eaten. Okay, let's be very quiet. Pages, 2 of them. That's pretty good. Yoink, yoink. No more. Okay, let's go take a look at that creature. They put a page here. They didn't say that there was one here. It's a good thing I'm insane. Presence too strong. Okay. And there's another one of the little bugs, like you can get stuck on the staircase and stuff. Alright, well we're done. No victim blood in here, but we did get quite a few pages, so 11 out of 30. Alright. I've frazzled my nerves enough for this, so if you guys want to experience it yourself, please do. Like I said, this game is terrifying. And, honest to God, that was a fear yawn. So, if you guys want to experience it yourself, please come and enjoy Eresys. And it is way more fun if you can get friends together. So, I mean, $9, think of it as 2 hours at the movies. All right, get 3 friends, $9 in Steam, and you can have a good time. All right, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And of course, I always do fan runs of games like this, but, you know, let me know if you guys are interested. I'll catch you all in the next one, okay? See you later. Bye-bye.